I just ate, so I know how hungry works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're little creature, little elf-like creatures in the stomach.
Right.
I think hunger is a problem not like only in third world countries like we mostly hear about it, but I think it's like a problem in the United States too.
Well, you need food, and if you don't eat, you get hungry, I guess.
So most people believe in set point assumption, a theory that attributes hunger or the motivation to eat to an energy deficit. Eating is then thought to be the means through which energy resources are returned to the best level. However, this is not necessarily true. In a study by Allison, Pinnell, and Lehman in 1998, it was found that even the majority of doctors, nurses, and dietitians believe in hunger theories that are inconsistent with research. So there's a lot of evidence that hunger and eating are not normally caused by decreases in the body's energy resources. Animals and humans with abundant access to palatable food all eat way more than necessary for optimal health and survival. Due to set point theories' inability to explain, alternative theories have emerged, like positive incentive perspective, which hypothesizes that we are drawn to eat from the anticipated pleasure of eating. This says that we engage in eating the same way that we engage in sex, not because we have a deficit, but because we have evolved to crave it.
The main biological mechanisms behind hunger and satiety is when digested food and nutrients interact with receptors which produce peptides like ghrelin and release them into the bloodstream and interacts with the brain. Key sites in the brain affected are the hypothalamus and the amygdala, which are involved in the limbic system and the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is responsible for unconscious body functions like hunger and cardiorespiratory functioning. A malfunctioning limbic system can result in an insatiable appetite, also known as Prader-Willi syndrome. Most people with this syndrome become obese without intervention.
I would say yes, mostly socioeconomic reasons.
Yes, genetics.
Yeah, I would say genetics.
The answer is yes. Reasons for these differences in consumption preferences are taste preferences for more calorie-dense foods, and we were raised in cultures where high-calorie eating was promoted. According to Makopoulos and colleagues who did experimentation with monkeys, they found results similar to the previously mentioned answers. However, they also found a decrease in D2RBP in this orbital frontal cortex, also predicted higher calorie intake.
Other reasons why some may be more prone to obesity than others is because they have a high cephalic response to the thought, smell, or taste of food. Also, individual differences in energy expenditure. Genetics can also play a role in why some are more prone to obesity than others. In a study done by Wang and colleagues, they studied rats, and the researchers were going to determine the role dopamine plays in brain functioning in regard to overeating and obesity. They found that the dopamine receptor availability was negatively correlated with obesity in rats.
I think it definitely can be, just depending on the person. Some people do joke about it and say that they can't stop eating, and then some people actually have a problem where it's their comfort, it's just what they do.
Just as drug consumption now invites neuroaddiction accounts, so does obesity. The link between obesity and addiction is explained by certain neurological theories and neurological processes like the brain's hedonic reward system.
The reasons why you get the munchies after you smoke marijuana is because cannabinoids activate a subset of cells in the hypothalamus that play a role in inhibiting hunger. Previous research has established that cannabinoids can act in several brain regions, but what's interesting is that cannabinoids can subvert an appetite inhibitory circuit to become an appetite stimulant circuit. Koch et al. Postulate that two things occur at two different sites. First, cannabinoids could inhibit the release of GABA from AGRP neurons onto pro-opiomelanocortin neurons. This increases the latter neuron's excitability. The second thing they postulate in a different site is that CBR activation in mitochondria could release respiration and expression of mitochondrial coupling proteins, causing endorphin release selectively onto downstream neurons. So basically what's happening is that cannabinoids make a hunger inhibiting neuron become a hunger stimulating neuron. So it basically reverses it at two different sites within the brain.
So hunger isn't all that we think it is. We often think about it intuitively, and we've had some wrong educational resources. The brain plays a bigger part in the physiological processes than we think. So do you think our habits would change if we had better education, and maybe obesity wouldn't be such a huge epidemic if people knew the truth?
Okay. I was going along the lines of, how do you think hunger works like when you get hungry?
Oh.